Live and local. Detroit's #1 news station. News Radio 950 WWJ.
Good morning. In for Jason Scott, I'm Mike Campbell.
Good morning, I'm Roberta Jacina, and this is the hour's top story. Some grumbling in Lansing over Governor Gretchen Whitmer's recent trip to Florida to visit her elderly father. Word of the trip revealed yesterday, weeks after the governor warned the public about spring break trips amid a surge in coronavirus cases. Republicans are saying it was hypocritical of the governor to take that trip, and they say it was sneaky of her not to mention it publicly. Her spokesman says Whitmer did not go on spring break. She went there to assist her elderly father.
For a reaction, we're joined live now by Republican State Senator Lana Theis from the Brighton area. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this latest development is in a string of developments, really, about travel out of the administrative office. What's your reaction?
I think it's actually a lot more than that. First, I want to start by saying I wish the best for the governor's father and his health challenges. I absolutely don't begrudge her traveling out of the area in order to be able to see her father. In fact, I'd strongly encourage any family member who has an ailing parent or child to be able to have the opportunity to spend time with them when they're in ill health. The issue in this, the real issue, is the hypocrisy. It's astounding. Not only does she do this, but she keeps it quiet, and then she chastises the rest of us when we do it. She tells us all not to travel while she is. Through the shutdown, she's expressly forbid families from getting together in order to see each other, regardless of their health condition. During the shutdown, my office was contacted, and it was heartbreaking. My office was contacted by parents who were talking about having to draw straws for who was going to be with their dying child in the hospital as the child died. She prohibited families from talking with their loved ones in the nursing homes. They're still prohibited. She created a policy that she specifically maintained for months, even after warnings from experts that she was going to make families, these loved ones, sicker, and then she prohibited them from seeing them. She was specifically contacted by families begging to be able to see their father, for example, on hospice, because this was going to be likely the last time they were going to be able to see him. And they were prohibited from being able to see their dying parents on hospice. For these families, that option no longer exists. Those family members are gone now. In some cases, I believe because of her policies that she refused to change. So do I begrudge that she traveled to see her father who's ailing? No, absolutely not. But for the rest of us, we ought to be able to have that opportunity too and not be challenged in the process. And so the hypocrisy in all of this, and she knows it's hypocritical or she wouldn't have hidden it. It's just, I'm flabbergasted, obviously. There's no excuse for approaching it this way.
So what would you like to see happen?
What I would do is I would encourage families to be able to go ahead and see their loved ones. Do it as safely as possible, but these are likely the last chance for many of these family members. It's the last chance they're ever going to have to see their loved ones. Don't prohibit it, and don't chastise family members for doing it, especially when you're doing it. Literally within days of having done that very thing, she's telling the rest of us not to.
What are you thinking about the petition drive to repeal the emergency powers law that the governor's been using?
Well, she's no longer using that. It was found to be unconstitutional. So she's no longer using that. She's using a different directive from a different law that she says is perfectly legal. I would argue that that is not. There's nothing in our Constitution that says, well, you don't have the power, but one of your administrative, bureaucratic, unelected bodies does. So I think it is time. It is far beyond time for us to let the world get back to where it's supposed to be, but we need to protect our seniors. We always needed to protect our seniors. We just need to stop being hypocritical about how we're approaching this.
We're live on WWJ News Radio 950 with Republican State Senator Lana Theis from the Brighton area reacting to news that Governor Gretchen Whitmer has herself traveled out of state to Florida apparently to visit an ailing father. And will there be repercussions? Should there be repercussions? Or is this just a, hey, you got caught?
Like I said, I encourage her to see her father. If he's ailing, I wish him the best of health. I do. And I encourage her to see her father. And I encourage every single citizen of Michigan to go see their ailing families if they possibly can, their ailing family members, because this could very well be the last time. I have case after case after case of family members that, especially in nursing homes, that have gone downhill, not because of COVID, but because they are desperately lonely for their family members who are no longer allowed to see them. We need to make sure that we're actually taking care of our family members. I encourage her to do it, and I would encourage the rest of Michigan to do it as well.
State Senator Lana Theis from the Brighton area, thanks so much for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.